Oh, come here. Whoop. Oh my god. This is well good. Oh my god. Really? Oh, this is amazing. 3 and 4. Hello. Wow, what's going? Oh no! No way! It's affected by power strength. Are you kidding me? 199%. Where's I gonna go? Oh my god, this is gonna get nerfed. This is so stupid. You then get the key. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Big damage. And you get 3 extra oh wow. Seems to be affected by duration. Is it? Yeah, I think that was 5 seconds. Okay. Yeah, this is, oh my god. New core fans, I have some great news for you. Holy, that was a 40, oh my god. 36k.
So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and update 22.10 has arrived and it has quite a lot of stuff. So first of all, we have the new Mesa skin as well as a new pistol skin and a Ciandana. It also introduced 3 new augments, one for Nidus, one for Titania and one for Harrow, and it revealed the 800-day login reward. It's a Ciandana and it looks pretty good. Now the Mesa skin is... well, damn, it looks so good. I think it looks even better than what they've shown on Devstream. It's just amazing, though. This bend right here, leading up to the boot, hey, that does not look healthy. And it gets even better once you find out that the Peacemakers have been remodeled, and they also gave them a new sound. So good. Damn. Then let's quickly check out the Perla pistol skin, which you can apply to your pistols. I was even able to put it on the Piranha, which I was very happy about, and it looks good as well. It's basically a revolver. It looks kind of like a sleeker version of the Vasto. And the final cosmetic that was released with this update is the Constella Ciandana, which does look really nice. I'm just not a big fan of it myself, because it's just too dinky. I like bigger, bulkier, and more bombastic Ciandanas. Now let's take a look at the augments. The one for Nidus is called Larva Burst, and what this does is it augments Larva, his second ability, the spaghetti one that pulls enemies together, and allows you to detonate it by recasting the ability while it's already active. And this will do 300 toxin damage, which is affected by power strength in a 5-meter area, which is affected by power range. This is surprisingly effective, though it suffers from the same downsides as most abilities. It's not very effective versus the infested because you have ancient healers and ancient disruptors in there, and it cannot target enemies inside nullifier bubbles. Outside of that though, it is stupidly effective, especially on the star chart. The damage does go down quite a bit as you go up in levels, especially versus armored units, because you are doing toxin damage, but it is stupidly effective on the star chart, especially in non-nudless missions, which makes sense because that's what this augment was designed to do. It was designed to give you an alternative for missions where you don't really need to build stacks with virulence. So stuff like capture, exterminate, sabotage, basically missions where you're not gonna be there long enough for the stacks to matter. If you're doing defense, survival, or even interception, it's probably still better to go without the augment and use virulence, which does more damage and also builds up your stacks. But if you don't need the stacks and, as I've said, you're doing something like exterminate, this is a fantastic augment. It's also really funny because every time you detonate the larva, it kind of bobs the enemies into the air. The Titania augment is called razorwing blitz, and this augments her razorwing, which is her 4th ability, the one that shrinks her down and allows her to fly. And it simply gives you 25% bonus flight speed and fire rate for 8 seconds when you use an ability, and it stacks 4 times. The thing here is that it's affected by power strength and duration, so with a little bit of power strength you can get minigun levels of fire rate and supersonic speed. It is utterly ridiculous how much damage you can get out of this if you mod your weapon properly. I was just using my standard Vacor hex setup and it was tearing everything to shreds. Razorwing was already one of the best abilities for dealing damage, and this just buffs it even further, especially if you have a lot of strength. You can just get stupid levels of DPS out of this. And even though I haven't tested this myself, I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best DPS setups versus the Terrorist. Though if you do go for high power strength, it becomes pretty unwieldy in normal missions. You're just going to be slamming into walls left, right and center because of the increased speed. But it's not that big of a deal, because if you know you're going to be flying through some narrow corridors, you just don't use abilities for a bit. So yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a must-have augment for Titania players that like to build for razorwing. It gives you so much power in a single mod slot, it's really hard to pass it up. And the final augment, the one for Harrow, is called the Lasting Covenant. This is the one that I was looking forward to the least and the one I ended up liking the most. And what this does is it basically sacrifices the defensive utility of Covenant in favor of more damage. So whenever you cast Covenant with this augment, the damage absorption will go off, and just like without this augment, you and your party will get a crit buff based on how much damage was absorbed by Covenant. But what you can do with this augment is elongate the crit buff from Covenant by getting headshot kills. So whenever you kill an enemy with a headshot while you have the crit buff active, it will add 3 extra seconds to it, which is affected by power duration. The downside of this is that you cannot recast Covenant while the crit buff is active, so you're basically giving up the damage absorption. This augment is so good, it makes a ton of sense, it plays really well, it's just really good. And to me at least, it makes more sense to run Covenant with this augment than to run it without it, because it just works so much better with his toolkit. You start the mission, you pop Covenant, you let the enemies hit you a couple of times so you get the crit buff, then you can spin your thurible, you can sacrifice your shields, and then you're just running around, chaining enemies down and getting headshots, which just gives you massive benefits to everything. This is a really good augment, I am a big fan of this one. I think I like it even more than the Larva Burst and the Razorwing Blitz, even though those are really good as well. This one is just amazing. It's not gonna fix the issue with Covenant that you run into in public missions, where you pop Covenant and Bunchy goes, quick, and just massacres everything. But it's really good for either solo play, where you can control the situation and what's happening around you, or for organized parties, where you can go, oi, stop killing my deity, idiots, I need to keep up the crit buff. So this is definitely my favorite augment of the bunch. The Nidus one is really good, the Titania one is stupidly strong, but this one is just amazing. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.